should be going live. Let me just make sure. Yep, says we're going live. Okay. So just gotta wait a little bit. We have a chat open, so I don't need to open that on my phone today. Just check some stuff here. While we see about people coming in. I already left a message on the Discord, so hopefully that helps. Oh, jeez. I hit my camera. We're gonna do that for now. Just until we actually get this started. Actually, maybe not, because I need to see the chat to see if anyone comes in. So maybe like right here. Just for the moment until we see. We'll give it a little bit here. Just to wait while we're doing so. So yeah, I put an announcement on the Discord. So hopefully, almost dropped my phone. Hopefully people will see that and come in. But yeah, for those watching on the on the mind is blanking on the playback. For all you watching later on, we are doing a different kind of stream today. We're not doing Stardew. We are instead going to be ranking every show that I have ever reacted to that I can remember. Because there might be some shows from the old channel back before that was terminated and all that I just don't remember at this point. But I got like a lot on here. Like I think 120 something. Let me see if I still have that number up on here. I do not. I think it was 120 something. Or yeah, 128. It's right here. What am I thinking? It's right here on the screen. There's 128 shows. So I think I got most of them. Because there were some shows that also carried over onto this channel once the old one was terminated unjustly. So, and I got a couple of the series that were just on the old one. So yeah, I think I've gotten everything, or at least most of everything. If there's anything I forgot, you can let me know. But depending on the time, we might also do just a anime and manga smasher pass that I found. Might do that as well. But yeah, so if you're watching on playback and everything, that's what we're doing today. And the rankings are going to be as of what I think of them currently. Because obviously my thoughts on different shows and stuff change all the time, depending on their relation to other shows, depending on just where my mood is at, honestly, at some points. And also on rewatches. Like, I believe that, like, a list of your favorite anything, whether it be anime, video games, etc., should be pretty fluid. It should be able to change at pretty much any time, and it should be very difficult to set something in stone. And in fact, you probably shouldn't want to set something in stone, because then you're just kind of setting up for new stuff you check out to not be as good as that. That's my views on it, at least. But we do have a couple other, like, small rules for this list. The most notable one is it's only shows. We're not counting movies here. And I have to have at least seen it in its entirety, or at least seen a good amount of it to where I feel like I understand the show enough to judge it. So shows that I've seen like only one episode of, like a first impressions, those will not be on here at all, unless I've continued it already and have a good thought on it already. But like something I've only seen the first episode to, such as those donation rewards we did the other week for the Donation Reward Appreciation Week. We only did the first episode of those, so I don't really have any real strong opinions on them yet because I haven't seen enough. So yeah, that's gonna be the gist of that. Let me just increase the size of this just a little so I can read it a little better. I have no idea, Venom, how much media the average American will watch in their lifetime. But yeah, hi, welcome. We're going to begin this real soon, in just a minute here. Like I said, I got 128 different shows on here. And I made this tier maker list myself. So I had to make 128 little icons for it, and it was time consuming, not difficult, just time consuming. But yeah, I had fun with this. So this tier maker list will probably be updated as I continue, or at least at some point in the future, and we might do this again, like down the line. Like I said though, my thoughts might change, so different things might be in different places at that time. And this is all going to be also ranked off the top of my head. I did not put a lot of time into thinking about this. I did not already plan out where everything's going to be. No. This is going to be entirely off the top of my head based on just instinct, basically. My instinctual opinions on each of these shows. So there's going to be shows on here that I have completed. There's going to be shows that I haven't. And that means there's going to be shows on here that you've probably been wondering, when am I going to get back to them? I can't entirely say on a lot of these, if I'm being honest. I can't, with any sense of, like, genuineness, say when I'm going to get back to certain shows. It's too hard to predict that kind of thing. So if there is something on here that is like, oh yeah, I forgot you were reacting to that. When are you getting back to that? Don't worry about asking, because it's like I don't know at the moment necessarily. Just know that I plan to get back to a lot of stuff still. It's just difficult when I can only react to so much at a time. You know? It's like I don't want to spend like entire days worth of time recording just to make sure I can get to everything. I need to have some free time and all too. But yeah, okay, so we're gonna get this started. And again, anyone watching on playback, feel free to share your opinions in the comments, your thoughts in the comments. If you are watching live, feel free to share your rankings along with mine. So, first off, we are going to go over each of the tiers, but obviously it's going to showcase some of the options on. Also, these should all be in alphabetical order, by the way. It's going to show some of the options just as I scroll down. So, our tiers, we have Peak, which is equivalent to S+, Based, Awesome, Good, Meh, Not For Me, Actively Dislike, and Actively Hate. Obviously, there's no tier for stuff I haven't seen, because these are literally all shows I've seen. That's literally the point. The tiers are pretty self-explanatory for the most part. Peak is only going to be for the stuff that I think is, for me personally, like the best of the best. It's going to be for stuff that is just, for me, unquestionably at the top. So there's not going to be a lot in there. And then you have like all the various good tiers here, The meh is just going to be stuff that, as of current, again, I'm just not like super into, but don't dislike either. Just stuff that I don't really have strong feelings on. Not for me is stuff that it's just like, it's not for me. I gave it a chance. I'm not really into it. And then I actively dislike and actively hate, pretty self-explanatory. It's like something that I'm just is not for me, but I actively don't like or hate, you know. So, that being said, we start with A Place Further Than the Universe. So this was a show that we started at one point and then put on hold for quite a while, I believe. A lot longer than I planned to. And then we ended up, I think, marathoning the last episodes of it, which I think was the last half of the series. It's not a long series, mind you, but still. I actually really like this series, but I wouldn't put it, like, super high. I'd give it probably a B. I'd put it in good. It's a good series. I did enjoy it, but it's nothing special. I guess that's the way I would put it. It's nothing special. It doesn't stand out amongst a lot of others. Adventure Time is a really conflicting series for me. And yes, again, you don't need to ask. We will be continuing Adventure Time at some point. But it's a conflicting series for me because there's a lot of it that's like really, really good. But there's also a lot of it that's not. There are some episodes that are outright bad, some episodes that are just meh. It's so mixed, and it's one of those shows that because of how long it is, because of how many episodes it has, it ends up being extremely mixed for me, to the point where I just kind of have to base it on how much I like it overall. And by that, I will put it in A. It's like, I think most of the good does tend to outweigh the bad. But I would not ever put it higher than that. Next, we have Aggretsuko. So, I reacted to, I believe, Season 2 of Aggretsuko. And by that point, I had already seen Season 1. I think that's what it was. Or did I react to Season 1 as well? I don't remember. But Aggretsuko is a series that I really enjoyed, and there's a lot about it that I enjoyed, Tsunoda included. But there's also some aspects that kind of got a little repetitive and boring. Now, I don't know how the future seasons went, but there's good aspects and there's bad aspects. I would put this in B tier, under A Place Further Than the Universe. I think that A Place Further Than the Universe is just a little bit better, for sure. Next we have The Amazing World of Gumball, which is it's one of those shows that I checked out specifically because of the memes and the references that I had heard about and even seen clips of. The problem is most of the series isn't like that. And I would say most of the series is just very meh for me. Like, a lot of the humor doesn't stick. A lot of the characters are just boring, honestly. And it seems to focus a lot more on the style and the different character designs than actually trying to really do much of anything with itself. That's my opinion, at least. If you really like Gumball, that's fine, obviously. It's just, for me, it's very meh. So next we have Amphibia. Amphibia was a series that I did not like at first. In fact, I actually dropped it. But it was requested as a donation reward for me to pick it back up again, and I ended up loving it after a while. Though, Season 1 took a bit to get going, and once it really hit its stride, Season 2 and 3 were great. And Season 2 and 3 were so good, and I've rewatched them so many times to know this, I think I would actually put Amphibia in Based. I think that it actually earns that spot because of the second and third season. The first season is a lot weaker. There's some good stuff in season 1, but first season, if I were just basing it on the first season alone, it would probably be a low B. But because of seasons 2 and 3, it reaches up to S for me. So next we have The Ancient Magus' Bride, which I definitely need to get to season 2 at some point. The Ancient Magus' Bride is another one that I'm pretty mixed on. There are some points of it that are just really damn good. But there's also a couple points where it drags really badly. Because of that, I think this is going to be another B tier. But I'm going to put it at the top of B tier because when it gets really good, it does really impress. So I think Ancient Magus' Bride would be upper B. Next we have Arcane. So, who wants to get upset at me today? If you had not seen my reactions to Arcane, you might not know this already. But if you have seen my reactions, you already understand that I don't like this series. And I'm completely fine that most people do. In fact, I'm happy that most people love it. But for me personally, there's literally only one character I like at all in it. And that is, whatever this dude's name is. I don't even remember. That's how memorable he is. He's the only character who's even a little bit likable. I hate pretty much everyone else. I don't like the story. The visuals are fine. The voice acting is fine. But those don't carry a series. The story and the characters are the most important for me, and I didn't like those aspects. So, unfortunately, I would say that Arcane is my first actively dislike. I don't hate it, but I actively dislike it. It's definitely one of the weaker series, in my opinion, that I've reacted to. And I didn't even react to the full thing. I couldn't get myself through all of it. But then we have Asobi Asobase. This series is not quite as trippy as Pop Team Epic, but just as insane. It feels like they tried to make another Nichijou, but were bad at it. It's too random to the point of just being unenjoyable. There's a couple moments that are a little funny in it, but most of it's just unbearably cringy. And even if you want to say that's the point, it doesn't make it any better to watch. I would actually put that below Arcane. And that's actually a series I finished. I don't know why, but I did. Next we have Attack on Titan. So I reacted to season 2 of this, and I think a couple episodes of season 3 before I dropped it. I watched season 1 on my own. Season 1 of Attack on Titan was good. Not great, but good. Season 2 was great. And then season 3, it dropped off the face of the earth and just became terrible, in my opinion. Basically, once they started explaining everything, the actual explanations were just stupid and ruined just the appeal of the series for me. I actually wish it just had never been explained what the Titans were or how any of this worked, because the explanations are just dumb. They're just terrible. I would say Attack on Titan is a not for me, though. I wouldn't go as far to say I actively dislike it, because there's a lot about it I do like. I like a lot of the characters, for example, like Mikasa or Sasha. But then you also have characters I do despise, like Eren. Eren is probably my least favorite main character in anime. Like, I hate him. And the thing is, I actually liked him before he went against everything he stood for. Once he started to basically abandon everything he stood for, it's just like, nope, don't like you anymore. Also, sorry for not seeing your other messages. For some reason, it doesn't update unless I have the window, like, highlighted, so I have to just learn to check this every so often. Also, hi Doug, welcome. Sorry for not welcoming you before. Yeah, Venom, the line between meh and not for me can seem hard to draw at times. I get that. Um, it just depends on the series, I guess. But either way. Next, we have Bee and Puppy Cat. Another one I need to end up watching the second season of, which is Bee and Puppy Cat in Space, I believe. But I've heard some weird things, like they reanimated the first season to go with a new style for the second season, and they made like Bee more conventionally thinner, and that kind of thing irritates me. But maybe I'll give it a try in the future. Either way, Me and Puppy Cat is one of those series that's just good. It's like there's a lot to it. It's fun, but nothing about it is altogether special. I would put it at the bottom of the B tier for the moment. Next, we have Big City Greens. So I'm still pretty early into Big City Greens. There's not a huge amount I can say so far because it seems very episodic, and I'm wondering how much continuity there's actually going to be in it. So far, Gloria is my favorite. And I do have a thought. I do have thoughts on the series, and I actually do like the series, but I just feel like there's more that I am waiting to experience with it, which means I definitely need to get back to it sometime in the near future if I can. But based on what I've seen, I would actually put it in A tier. I actually think that it has that potential, and it's so far really enjoyable. It's actually surprisingly enjoyable. Like, more so than I ever would have expected. But after that, we have Blood of Zeus. So, Blood of Zeus, made by the same creators as the Castlevania series. Or the animators, at least. You could tell by the visual style. Blood of Zeus was okay, I guess. I guess I would put it in the meh tier. Because it's like, there's certain aspects of it that are really cool, but then there were certain aspects that it's like, it almost seems like it's trying to make Zeus look like a good guy, and I don't like that, because Zeus is terrible. Zeus is probably one of the worst of the Greek gods. It's like, you don't make him look like a good guy. I put that in meh. Bob's Burgers. So, I hadn't seen a lot of the series. I just felt like it wasn't great for reactions, and that I decided to drop it because of that. But I did see the movie, and yeah, there's a lot to enjoy about Bob's Burgers. There's a lot of good humor. The characters are likable as hell. It's a really fun series, but I can't put it above good. I think that this is the best I can do for it right now. I'm going to put it between Agretzko and Bee and Puppy Cat. I think that's the best I can put it, because I just haven't seen much more of it. And honestly, from what I have seen, it's just not much better than that. It's not worse than that either, but still. Zeus can't keep it in his pants when he knows that Hera is crazy. It's like, that's just Greek mythology. That's not Blood of Zeus specifically. That's just Greek mythology. Anyway, next we have Bocchi the Rock. Bocchi the Rock is a series that I just was not getting into. The thing is, it's not necessarily bad. It's just something that I could not, for the life of me, care about. I didn't find myself caring about the characters or what was going on or anything about it, really. It really sucks, and especially because of how popular it is, but it was also billed as a comedy, yet I didn't find it really funny at all. And even if you just look at it as like cute girls doing cute things anime, it's just like, eh? It just didn't really, I guess I have to put it in the D. It's just not for me. It's not something I actively dislike or anything, but it's just clearly not my kind of series. I just really don't think that it's going to appeal to me at all. But for those who love it, all the power to you. I support your right to do so. After that, we have Cannon Busters. Cannon Busters had a great premise, great setups, great characters, and squandered it all. It's like Cannon Busters was one of those series that could have been amazing, but it was so poorly handled that it ended up being just, I would say meh. I wouldn't go as far to say I actively dislike, because I don't. But it's not good. It's not really that good either. I put it above Blood of Zeus, though. There's a lot to love about it, but I can't put it higher than that. Carmen Sandiego. Carmen Sandiego, I saw. I don't know. I don't think I finished the first season of, but I really enjoyed what I did see. It's just a lot of it did seem a little repetitive to me, and it never gripped me as much as some other shows did. Especially shows that were coming out and everything around that time. I put it in B tier, I guess, probably right below Agretzko. Because there's definitely a lot to love. There's definitely a lot of appealing stuff about it, but I can't put it any higher, and I don't feel like it's a meh series for me. After that, we have Carol and Tuesday. The series that made me cry in the first episode, the series that I don't is probably the only series that I don't believe has a bad episode. And the series where I grew probably unhealthily attached to the characters. If I'm just being honest here, like, I grew extremely attached. Carol and Tuesday is peak. It's not even a question for me. It's that good. It's just a phenomenal series that just blew me away when I saw it, and continues to do so. Every time I even just rewatch random clips from it. Carol and Tuesday is that good. But next we have Castlevania. Castlevania was actually a really good series. There was so much positives I can say about it, between its representation, its character work, its action, its animation, its story. Pretty much everything was really good. And I even like how they kind of flipped the script and made it so that Dracula wasn't the final villain. Instead, and not even technically Carmilla was. The final villain was Death, which I think was actually a really fun idea. But yeah, there was so much to love about it. I think I would put Castlevania at the top of A tier. It's not quite S, it's not quite based, but I think this is a good spot for it. It's really good. And I can't wait for the new one coming out. That's gonna probably be really good too. Next we have Centaur World. So, if you watched my Centaur World reactions, you know this series did a lot for me. Like, I pre-ordered a limited edition Glendale plush because of how much this series meant to me. Like, out of a lot of the series I've reacted to, there are certain few that actually, like, affect me. And even if it's not necessarily my favorite series based on a lot of different factors, it can still be one that hits me on a lot of personal notes the most. This is one of them. This series became very personally affecting to me. And while I don't think I can quite place it at peak, I definitely have to put it above Amphibia in the base tier. This series means just a lot to me, and it probably always will. I would say it's just straight up important to me. So yeah. Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man was not really a surprise, because with everybody talking about it, like everybody was saying that this was going to be one of the biggest anime, and yeah, it was fantastic. It was absolutely great. It was funny. It was action packed. It was badass. It was just everything you would want. And I mean, Mappa is just like proving themselves time and time again. And I can't wait for season 2 because it's probably going to be even better than season 1. At least that's my hope. I would put this between Centaur World and Amphibia, just because of Centaur World meaning so much to me. Otherwise, like, outside of that, I would probably put it above Centaur World. But yeah, the Glendale plush. I mean, I obviously still have her. She's in my room right now. But yeah, I brought her to TrekCon with me. Yeah, it just the music. Yeah, the songs in Centaur World were fantastic. Next we have Chucky, which is another series I need to get to the next season on. There's a lot of those, aren't there? Chucky was really fun. Like, Chucky, Child's Play in general, has always been one of my favorite horror franchises. Just because it's fucking stupid and silly, and it knows that. It doesn't try to hide how dumb it is. It embraces it. And the series was fantastic with that, but also gave it a lot of heart. With our main characters and everything. Had some queer representation in it. It was just really fun. I would put Chucky in the B tier, though, upper B tier, because I just feel like there's a lot that's better, and also by the fact that I haven't started season 2 yet, it kind of shows that it's not like at the top of my list. I would put it above Ancient Magus, though, so we can put it at the top there. Next we have Close Enough. Close Enough was another one of those ones that surprised me. It definitely was better than I was expecting it to be, but it's not perfect. Close Enough I would probably put lower B tier. Probably under, actually more mid B tier, I guess, right under Agretzko. Actually under Carmen Sandiego as well. Because there are some things that just don't work for me, but the things that do, definitely do. So, we'll get back to that one sometime in the future as well. Cobra Kai. Someone actually asked me about returning to Cobra Kai recently, and I definitely want to. I definitely plan to. Cobra Kai is fantastic. It's a great follow-up to the Karate Kid movies with the original cast and everything. Brings in some new actors who do a fantastic job, one of whom is now Blue Beetle as well. It's just a great series that I definitely need to get back to. I would put that in A. And I'll actually put it at the top. Just because I do like it that much. So, after Cobra Kai, we next have, oh God. The name is escaping me, and it shouldn't be. Hold on. It should be starting with a C because of its placement, but the name is escaping me, and it shouldn't be because it's actually my most viewed video on the entire channel. I am not kidding you. Crisis Young, that's right. Yeah, my most viewed video on the channel with 2.5 thousand views is the first half of Crisis Young. Where's the second half? Is that up here too? Doesn't look like it. The second half, I guess, just didn't get as much love from the viewers. But yeah, so Crisis Young, I think, is by the same animators as Last Man, based on the visuals and everything, the same artists and animators. Crisis Young is a trip. Like, you watch this series and you feel like you're on drugs, and not the good kind. Um, in fact, I don't even remember like the plot because it was just so trippy. Uh, but yeah, it's like it's one of those series that it's just like I would say meh because I'm not gonna say it's not for me because I did kind of enjoy the craziness of it. I'll put it above Gumball. Um, I would not call it good because I could not follow along with it at all, and I don't even remember a lot. But I wouldn't put it lower. Next, we have Cyber Six. So, Cyber Six was a series that I watched just because of the opening. Because I had seen the opening multiple times, and it's like, you know what? I want to see what this series is actually like. And lo and behold, it stars Kathy Wesluck, the voice of Spike from My Little Pony, and Nier from Death Note. I also met her at BronyCon. Fun fact. But yeah, Cyber Six ended up being a huge hit surprise for me, even though it never quite finished. It was just kind of canceled and left hanging. But what we did get was really, really good. Like I'm saying, A tier good. I would put Cyber Six probably just under Adventure Time. Yeah, I think that's the right placement. There's just so much to love about it, and I wish we got more. Maybe one day we'll get lucky and get a new one. We'll get a reboot. Anyways, next we have Dead End Paranormal Park. Like Centaur World before, this is a series that is important to me. Not just having queer rep, but specifically trans rep. Having amazing characters who are so relatable and likable, lovable even. Storylines that are just amazing. Designs that are fantastic. It's just like everything was setting up for this to be one of the absolute best of the best. And then Netflix canceled it because fuck Netflix. I would actually put this one above Centaur World because again, they're both kind of in that zone of personally important to me. But I would actually say that this one is more so because of, again, specifically the trans rap. It's that big of a deal, and I am so pissed at Netflix still that that it was canceled. Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer I saw like maybe 6 episodes of and dropped because I felt it was mediocre. I felt it was boring and wasn't really doing anything new or special. It felt like it was one of those shows that is just like the generic ass shonen anime. The only character I really liked was Nezuko because she's, let's be honest, fucking adorable. But I couldn't really get into anything else. I think I dropped it like right after we had met the blonde guy at Zenitsu or something like that. And I hated him. Like, my god, he was annoying. It's just like, I didn't see the appeal. I just couldn't get into it. Demon Slayer, I would say, is one of those that I would put in the not for me category. Probably, in this case, right above Attack on Titan. It has a lot to it that a lot of people love, but I just couldn't get into it. I don't hate it or dislike it or anything specifically. It just wasn't my thing. And despite how amazing the animation was, because I will admit the animation was phenomenal, I don't think that it really had anything else going for it. Next we have Digimon Adventure 2020, the reboot. Yeah, there's a lot of people who I think said I ditched Demon Slayer too soon. But I didn't find any appeal in it. I just, nothing about it was speaking to me. I don't know. Maybe I'll give it another shot in the future. I don't know. But in the meantime, Digimon Adventure 2020. So this series was amazing at first. Like, it started off very strong. But basically, after the Devimon arc, it kind of went downhill really quickly. It started to try to be like more intense and interesting, but it ended up just feeling bland. And it started to lose a lot of the appeal for me. There's a lot that they changed from the original that also just did not work. Like the way they brought in Gatomon, just it was not good. Gatomon's story arc in the original series was one of my favorites. So the fact that they brought her in such a mediocre way in this one bothered me. And honestly, I never really picked it up again after dropping it. I just never felt like I wanted to. I'm going to put this at the top of meh. I don't feel right placing it in good, just because of how far it did fall. But I can't place it as a bad or not for me, because there is a lot about it that is for me, that is good. And again, up to basically the end of the Devimon arc, it was great. Next we have Disenchantment, which I think was just announced. The next season's gonna be its last or something. Another series I definitely want to get back to. Got a lot of those, don't we? If for no other reason than Princess Bean herself, she is like just yes. Just everything about her is a yes for me. But the other characters are fun and likable. The story is fun. It just has it has great humor to it that you expect from Matt Groening shows, especially like from stuff like Futurama, more so than like Simpsons. I would actually put Disenchantment in the A tier, the bottom of the A tier, but I don't know. Maybe the future seasons, if I do continue watching this, might change my mind, one way or the other. Hopefully it would make it even better for me, but I mean, never know. Either way, next we have Dofus. Dofus is a French animated series that is based off of a video game, and is a prequel to Wakfu. Dofus was a series I tried multiple times. I gave it multiple chances, not just like one watch through. I actually came back to it, I think, like one or two different times. And I just couldn't get into it. This is one of those series that was clearly made for a younger audience. Instead of like Wakfu, which was definitely more mature, most of the time. But outside of the movie, Dofus just never really did anything for me. The movie was great though. But the actual series is just, it's a little too childlike for me. Like, they try to make it too child-friendly, and I think it hurts it a lot. I'll definitely put that at the top of not for me, though, because there is a lot to like from it, especially for a fan of Wakfu. Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, bottom of not for me. I gave it a chance. It's just, like, my issue with it is it's just not what I wanted from this series. It's too hard to stretch the format of the original web series into a full-length episode. It just doesn't work at that point. But I don't hate it. Like, I still love the idea behind it and the kind of things they're saying. I just don't think the execution worked out at all. Just because of the type of series Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared usually is. It just doesn't work in a 22-minute format, basically. In my opinion, of course. All of this is obviously my opinion. Doom Patrol, the series that puts me in a bad place mentally. And not because the series is bad, but because it's so good, but it's also so fucking dark and so fucking heavy that I actually had to like take multiple breaks when watching it, just because I was genuinely like not in a good headspace because of it. it left me in a really bad emotional place. And again, because of how well it was representing a lot of the heavy shit. But it's one of those shows that it's like, while I love a lot of it, and while there's so many good aspects to it, it's just really hard for me to react to, and I don't think I could bring it back as a reaction. I haven't ended up continuing watching it on my own time either, but that's more of a me problem. But I can't put it below good. It's like that just doesn't feel right. In fact, I have to put it at the top of good because nowhere else feels acceptable. Like I said, it's a fantastic series and it handles all this stuff wonderfully. It's just very hard for me to watch, and definitely very hard for me to specifically react to. After that, we have Dororo, which has one of the best openings in anime. It's also a phenomenal series about brotherhood, and just, living. Hyakimaru and Dororo's brotherly bond and relationship is just amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Dororo being a trans boy as well is just the best. Absolutely the best. I adore him. He is baby, and I love him so much. I love a lot of the other characters and plot lines too. There's obviously some great demon fights in it. It's basically, I like to put it like this. It's basically Inuyasha, but done right. Where Inuyasha suffered because of its absolutely fucking stupid plots and characters. Also kind of creepy relationships, considering Inuyasha's age compared to Kagome's and everything. Not going to get into that here right now, though. Dororo is a better version of that, basically, where it's also not fucking creepy. Outside of when it's actually trying to be creepy, you know what I mean? But Dororo is based, absolutely. I'd put it at the bottom, though, because, just in terms of rewatchability, I think the series above it are more rewatchable. Dororo, I feel like, is better when you're first watching it, the first time you're going through it, because at that point you don't know what's going to happen, you don't know what's going to come. I haven't found a lot of great rewatchability for it, just personally. Next we have Dragon Prince, another very good show that I really enjoy, and the last season was really good. I haven't seen the new one yet, obviously, but I do plan to get to that in the near future. Dragon Prince, I would actually say, is awesome. I would put it in the A tier. Probably right above Adventure Time. I think that's a good spot for it, because I think Castlevania is definitely still better. But again, I very much do plan to get to the next season of Dragon Prince when I'm able to. After that, we have DuckTales 2017. Another series that I have to get back to. Because at its highs, it is really good. At its lows, it just kind of drags a little and feels a little boring. I would give it a B. I'd probably put it right above Place Farther Than Universe. I've heard it gets better as it goes along, though. And to my knowledge, it does have an actual, end to it. So that one will come again at some point in the future. Next we have Final Space. Final Space is an active dislike for me. Put it right between those two. I tried watching it. It's not just not for me. I actively disliked it. I felt like it was annoying, unenjoyable. The characters, I don't like any of them. And honestly, I feel like I feel better about just never having continued it. It's something that I just really didn't like when I watched, and I don't think that would ever change. Fire Force, on the other hand, is another one of those surprise shows. One of those that I did not think I would like. In fact, when I started it, I expected to drop Fire Force completely. But I ended up really loving it. And especially with characters like Princess Hibana. Especially with Princess Hibana. Jeez. I got so horny there, my foot slipped. That makes no sense, but roll with it. Either way, Fire Force is definitely an A. In fact, I'll put it at the top of A. Still need to finish season 2. It's really good. It's really good. Another one we need to come back to at some point soon is Free. Free is one of the few sports anime I say I actually genuinely really like. And it's mostly because of the characters. The characters are just so well written. So I'm gonna put Free probably at the bottom of the awesome tier. I wouldn't put it in the good tier. I feel it's better than that, but I wouldn't put it higher than any of these others. Ghost and Molly McGee, easy based. Easy based. The question is, where in the S tier do I place it? Hold on. There we go. This might be an unpopular opinion, but it's also just because of this series having been currently airing and stuff until just the other week when it stopped. But I'm putting Ghost and Molly McGee up there. A lot of it is recency bias from having just been airing, but right now I'm enjoying it more than Amphibia and Chainsaw Man even. I am just really at a point where I am really into Ghost and Molly McGee. And again, that's part of the fluidity of my listing here. Because that could change. By the end of the season, it might be higher, it might be lower. I don't know. That's why I love having a list that remains fluid and that can change just based on my current opinions, my current thoughts. But that is where I would currently place it. People will disagree with putting it above stuff like Amphibia, but I think it's currently more of my thing. Glitch Techs, another show canceled way before its time, and one that left off on a really, really upsetting cliffhanger, too. Because it was starting to reveal big shit. Glitch Techs is based. Glitch Techs will always be based. I could never put it below based. It's just that damn good. If you love video games, how can you not love Glitch Techs? It is an absolute love letter to video games. Glitch Techs I will put just under Molly McGee. Molly McGee is only higher just because of the recency bias. Glitch Techs definitely deserves that high of a spot, though. Next we have Gravity Falls, which Let's React will be getting to now that they've finished Owl House. So that's exciting. Gravity Falls is always going to be high on the list. It's a pioneer. Without Gravity Falls, we wouldn't have the likes of Amphibia, Owl House, Ghost and Molly McGee. It really kicked off this kind of current era, you could say. So obviously it's based. The question is where. Currently I would put it at the bottom. Again, I know it's another thing I know a lot of people will disagree with, but currently, based on just my current opinions on it, my current views, I think right now I like all of these other shows in the same tier more. Harley Quinn would have been in the A tier, upper A tier. Oh, excuse me. I felt that coming. I knew that was coming. It would have been in the upper A tier, but the last season hurt that for me. You guys know I did not like the last season. There's a new season out now, which I haven't checked out yet, obviously, but because of that, I'm gonna have to put it like probably down here. Yeah, it's like because of that last season, it really brought it down for me. It's one of the reasons why I haven't started the new season yet, because I just haven't been motivated to. I'm afraid, honestly, that it's going to be as bad as the last season was. But we'll eventually get to it. Next, we have Hello Kitty and Friends. So this was a series of shorts that I had started to do and just kind of lost interest. They're just cute little, like, 5-minute shorts. There's not really much to them. Just the Hello Kitty, Sanrio characters having fun, being friends, doing fun shit. I'd put it in meh. It's like there's nothing wrong with it, but there's nothing really that great about it either. So I think meh works for it. Next, we have another one that's going to be high because of recency bias, Hell's Paradise. Yeah, I am really into this series right now. I've been watching some other reactions to it, and it's like other people seem to be really enjoying it too. But this one's going to be even above Glitch Text right now for me. It's just, again, the recency bias. I am really into it right now. So if you're still here, Venom, thank you for donating for it. I was going to get to it anyways. Like, before you donated, I was going to originally do it as part of that First Impressions Showdown video, the same one that had Heavenly Delusion in it. But yeah, so it's like, I was going to get to it anyways, but thanks for donating for it to make sure I did. Because I am in love with it. I can't get enough. I can't. Also, Alejandro Saab is the English voice of Gabimaru. I've checked out some of the dub, and it's actually pretty damn good. It's not, like, the best. I think I prefer the Japanese, but the dub is pretty damn good. Next, we have High Score Girl. I think I put High Score Girl in the A. It's like another series like Glitch Text that really has a deep love for video gaming. As well as a just really nice story about friendship and, you know, just caring about people. I think I'll put this probably right here. I can't put it any higher, and I definitely need to see more, but I think that's fair. I think that's a fair placement for that. So, next we have Higurashi Go, the reboot slash follow-up to Higurashi. It's kind of marketed as a reboot, but in reality, it's a sequel series. I would put it in good. I can't put it in meh. I'd put it in good. My issue with it was that it just kept repeating the same stuff from the original series. After a certain point, it branches out, but reaching that point is kind of boring, honestly, when it's just the same stuff you've already seen. And you've already seen it in repetition, too, because of how this series is done, you know? Next, though, we have Hilda. Another one I need to continue on as soon as I can. Hilda... I'll put Hilda at the top of B. Because it's like, there's a lot to really enjoy about Hilda. There's a lot of good to it, but it never really has gotten that high for me. I don't feel really comfortable putting it into A tier. Maybe Season 2 will change that. Maybe the movie will change that. I don't know. But it's definitely something I will be continuing. After that is Hoseki no Kuni. And this series, very much in the not for me category. I just could not get into it. I tried. It just did not work for me. I'll probably put it right about here. A lot of people swear by this series and note how it's so pretty, and it's very pretty, but again, I need more than that from a series. And speaking of more than that, we have Infinity Train, a series with so much more than that. Sometimes upsettingly more than that. Also, it was canceled, and I'm still salty about that. Infinity Train, for what we got, though, it is definitely an A tier. A lot of people would probably put it in S tier, but I don't think I would put it in S. Specifically because of it being canceled and because there's a lot of things that are left hanging. Which isn't the fault of the creators at all. It's just, it is what it is. I would put it probably right, at the top of A tier. I'll put it at the top. I was debating whether to put it above Cobra Kai or Fire Force. I'd put it at the top. Especially if for no other reason than because of Book 3. Book 3 is definitely the best. Unquestionably. After that, though, we have Inside Job. And this was a series that I actively disliked. It's very much actively the kind of humor and style that I just do not like. It's one of those shows where it's like, it's not that I just don't see the appeal in it. It's like I actively dislike it. I do not like the humor. I do not like the types of characters. Because in my opinion, it just makes everybody an asshole and makes all the humor offensive for the sake of being offensive. And it's just not entertaining to me at all. Inuyashiki, on the other hand, is one of those shows that takes a character who is absolutely terrible, but puts them in such, showcases them in such an entertaining way, while also having a hero who you can root for. It's so fascinating. Like, it's one of those shows that you just can't look away from. I would put Inuyashiki as honestly as an S. I think it's that good. Again, you just can't look away. You get so invested in everything happening. Every death in it is just so heartbreaking and horrible in the best way, if that makes any sense. I'd put it just below. Yeah, I'll put it above Gravity Falls. I don't give a shit. It's my tier list. I don't think I'd put it above Dororo, though, just because Dororo does have the trans representation that just speaks to me. But it is really up there. It's really that good for me. Next, we have Jingai-san no Yome, which is one of the most what the fuck things that I just watched. Or, I can't even say it right. One of the most what the fuck did I just watch shows I've ever watched. It's just a total brain fart of a series. It's so fucking weird and also a little gross. Like, these are teenage boys. Don't force them into marriage with these weird creatures. It's like that. It's weird. I only reacted to all of it because of how short it is, but I'm gonna say that's a not for me. I'll probably put it right there. Like, when I say it's gross as well, it's definitely better than some shows out there. But, yeah, I think that's a good spot for it nonetheless. Anyway, next we have the two JoJo parts I reacted to. We have Stone Ocean and Vento Arreo, or Golden Wind if you prefer. Not necessarily in that order. So I'm going to rank them in order. So, These are actually two of my favorite, of my top three parts of JoJo. Number one is still Diamond is Unbreakable. But after that, I would say Stone Ocean and then Golden Wind. So these are going to automatically, because of that, be high up, because as a JoJo fan, my top parts would be high up. In fact, I would put probably both of them into based. So Vento Arreo, Golden Wind, is my least favorite out of the two of them. Even though it does have my favorite JoJo character, period, in it, with that being Narancia, he is still best boy, absolutely. He is baby, and I am still very. He is the most upsetting death in JoJo, easily. Yeah, I'm gonna put Vento Arreo up there. Stone Ocean, I'm gonna put like right above it. I can't put it above Hell's Paradise. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put you down here. Yeah, I don't feel right putting that above Chainsaw Man. I think that's fair right now. Maybe. No. No. That. Let's do that. Okay, let's try to stick with that. I keep changing my mind. That's the point of this, though. It's like it's my current opinions, and it's fluid. So, but we're gonna stick with that. I think that's good. I don't feel like I would put part 6 over Chainsaw Man. So I think that's a good place. I would put it over Amphibia though. Jujutsu Kaisen. Jujutsu Kaisen is also S tier, and I've kind of rolled around in my head whether I like it more than Chainsaw Man or not. And I think it's like kind of right around the same area. But Jujutsu Kaisen is also something that's currently going. So I think I have like the current recency bias, so I'll put it right above. They're kind of right in the same area for me, though. So I think that's a fair placement. Justice League Action reacted to, I don't know, some amount of episodes of that. I don't remember how many. But I enjoyed it for what it was. It was a very episodic Enemy of the Week kind of series. And it was fun. I'd put it in B. Probably right above here. Yeah. I didn't see all of it, obviously, but for what I did see, I would put it there. Next, we have the two Kakegurui series I reacted to. So, again, they're in opposite order. This one here is Kakegurui XX, and then we have Kakegurui Twin, which was the prequel series with Mary Saotome. Kakegurui XX, I would probably put into A tier. In fact, I'm going to put them both in A tier. I'm going to put you right there, and Twin probably right above. I actually really like Twin. It wasn't as crazy and insane as the main series, but Twin actually ended up being pretty good. Then we get to the big one, Kill la Kill, the one where I am very much on the opposite end of most people because I actively hate Kill la Kill. And I have explained why in enough detail, I feel. But for those who may not have seen my attempt at trying to react to it, the simple gist of it is that the entire series is built around and relies on the sexualization of minors. And it doesn't matter what kind of message or theme they're trying to tell. If your series relies on minors being sexualized to exist, to work, it's going to be something I hate. Like, I've seen a lot of anime, because unfortunately it's just a thing in anime, where minor characters are shown naked or near naked or whatnot, but not necessarily extremely sexualized. Or it's just like shown for a one-off gag or something, or it's used to express a villain's evil, to show them as a bad person. JoJo, for example, has done a couple examples of that, where you've seen a minor character naked. But it's used to showcase how evil another character is. Um, and sometimes a series like Hell's Paradise will use it for like a one-off joke, but that's very clearly not a consistent thing in the show. So it's like the problem is Kill la Kill is all about that, and that's why I actively hated it. Despite the fact that there are some characters in it that I do genuinely enjoy, such as Mako here. Like, Mako is an absolute sweetheart, but again, the sexualization thing just bothers me too much. Kipo and the Age of Wonder Beasts, a very underrated show that I would probably put into the A tier. Probably right under Infinity Train. It's very underrated and very good. It has a lot going for it. It's smart. It's fun. It's just a great series, and it's one that I really love. Had an actual ending. Next we have Last Man. Last Man Season 2 actually really impressed me. Season 1 was already really good. Season 2 also really good. I would put Last Man in A tier. I'd put it just under Dragon Prince, I think. Next we have Link Click. Okay, so the only way you don't know my thoughts on Link Click is if you're new to the channel, I feel. Because even if you haven't watched my Link Click reactions, I talk about it in other reactions. Link Click is one of my favorite shows of all time. Like, that's not even a question for me. That was the case after the first season. I'm already like partway into the second season, and I mean, it's just solidified that even more. Like, Link Click is peak, without question. I'm not going to put it as higher than Carol and Tuesday right now, just because that series was big for me. But Link Click could easily surpass it in the future. I make no secret of how much I love Link Click. So next we have Little Witch Academia, the series with an opening that, for some strange reason, I can't even explain why, makes me cry every time I hear it. The first opening, specifically. The one with the little, like, sparkles that come across the screen at the beginning. That form into the logo. It's like that specific shot, every time I hear it with the music, makes me cry. Without fail, and I have no idea why. I don't know if this just the music gets me super hyped up for the series. I don't know if it's like... I don't know what it is. I don't know, but for some reason it just always does that for me. The series itself is really good. It has a couple issues that just bother me a bit. But I would still put Little Witch Academia probably in the upper B tier. So it's still good. It's still really good, I would say. But I wouldn't put it in great. I'll put it at the top. I'll put it above Hilda. It's like kind of like right on the edge, I feel, between these two. But I'd put it there. Because some of the issues I had with it do just bother me a little bit. Next we have Loud House, a series that seems like it's never going to end. I might get back to that at some point in the future. Honestly, I don't know. It kind of intimidates me with how many seasons and all it has now. And with the fact that it is almost completely episodic. If not actually completely episodic. But for what I saw, I'd probably put it right under Little Witch. It's pretty good. And Luna's fantastic. I love Luna. So yeah. After that, we have Love, Death, and Robots. Because if you don't remember, we reacted to the entire first season of Love, Death, and Robots in one video. And I kind of regret doing that. But also, I loved doing it. Love, Death, and Robots is a pretty good series. It has some issues. Not everything is going to be as great. And the more recent seasons have faltered a little bit. But they're still good. I would put Love, Death, and Robots probably in the A tier. It has a lot of great creativity. Has a lot of great different animation styles that are showcased from different people. There's a lot to love about it. I'm going to put it just below Last Man. After that, we have He-Man, specifically the Masters of the Universe Revelation series. Yeah, I really liked Revelation. There's a lot to love about it. I'm not even going to go into much more than that. We're just going to put it below Dragon Prince. I think that's a good spot for it. I can't wait for the next series, the next season. But then we have Middle Manager Tonegawa, the spin-off of Kaiji Ultimate Survivor. I planned on getting back to that at some point, and I just haven't, so I don't know if I ever will, but I really enjoyed it. It was a comedic take on things, which was not what I expected from a spin-off of Kaiji. But I would put it probably lower good. Probably just about there. Milo Murphy's Law would also be in this kind of area, because there's a lot that's fun with it, but then there's also a lot that's just like, I don't want to watch this anymore. Which is kind of how it happened anyway. So I'm going to put this probably right about... No, I'm putting it under Carmen Sandiego. Miraculous is just... It's just too repetitive. It just keeps repeating the same plot points. And apparently it even just erases continuity at times, past where I got to. It'll erase continuity just to keep things going. Apparently a movie just came out for it that looks like it's animated really well, but that looks like it's probably all that it has going for it. Miraculous is not for me. I know a lot of people still love it, but there's even a lot of fans who hate on it. Yeah, there's actually fans, people who like it, who hate on it too. I'm going to put this probably right here. Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, one of those shows that I never thought I would love and ended up loving. Hell, I never even thought I would like it. But I ended up being like a massive fan. Like, this is easy S tier. Dragon Maid is a massive comfort show to me. It makes me feel happy every time I watch it. I'm going to put this probably right above Amphibia. Next we have the pony shows. We have My Little Pony Friendship is Magic and My Little Pony Make Your Mark. Make Your Mark returns next month, by the way. These shows are obviously going to be very high up for me. I'm going to put Friendship is Magic at the top of S tier because if you've been on the channel for any length of time, I have talked about it enough. You know that this series literally saved my life. It has a very important place in my heart. But Make Your Mark has been doing amazingly as well. And so I'm going to put that just below Centaur World. Honestly, I think Make Your Mark could easily surpass Friendship is Magic. It just depends on how it continues to go. I'm already absolutely in love with Misty. And Pip, of course. It's just like there's already characters I absolutely adore in this series, so it's very possible that it'll get higher. Also, MLP Friendship is Magic. What crap? What did I do? Shoot, you were down here, I think. Yeah, we're keeping you there. I accidentally dragged that, and I don't remember if that's where it was or not, but I know the pony shows were both there. I know that for sure. Anyway. I don't remember what I was talking about. Moving on, Mob Psycho 100. I liked Season 1. Season 2 just completely dropped it off for me. To the point where it's like I do actively dislike it after Season 2. But I'll put it at the top of actively dislike. It's just like Season 2 ruined it that much for me where it's like I don't like it. I don't want to hear about it. So please stop talking about it. Moving on. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. Yeah, that's S tier easily. This is another one that's more recent. And because of that, it will be put right here. It's just like it just has that recency bias that's just doing a lot. Obviously, it's really good. I really love it, and I can't wait to see more of it. After that, we have Miss Marvel. It just wouldn't feel right putting Miss Marvel below the Based. Miss Marvel is easily a Based series, the best Disney Plus series for the MCU so far. It's just that good. It's so good. I can't wait for the Marvels this November. My sister and I are going to go see that. I'm so excited. Um, I have to put this high up. I'm sorry, but I have to put this. I'll put this right under Hell's Paradise. That and the other stuff above it, like there's part of recency bias and then just other personal like connections. It's just like I have to put it that high. I just love it that much. After that, we have My Hero Academia, which I ended up dropping, not because I didn't like it, but because I just feel like I wasn't enjoying reacting to it anymore. And then I just haven't continued on with the new season past the first episode, so I do need to get back to that too. It's hard to get into watching stuff on my own time. Um, I'll put it in the A tier. I don't see why I would put it any lower than that. Currently, because it's like I've been having a hard time getting into the next season, the new season. I'm gonna put it there. Like if I were into it and I had been watching the new season, I'd probably have put it higher. But yeah. Also, sorry for the lighting. I'm not gonna get my ring light out. It just got cloudy out there. Um, but next we have Oban Star Racers. I tried to give that a shot, and it's not for me. It's not for me. I wanted to give it a shot. It has certain aspects about it that I like, but overall, it's just like I just couldn't get into it. It wasn't bad or anything. I just couldn't get into it. I wasn't enjoying recording reactions for it. Obi-Wan Kenobi, I really liked. I know that was a very mixed series, but I would put it in upper B tier. I would put it probably right under Harley Quinn. OKKO, Let's Be Heroes, another show we need to continue at some point. Just to see Shannon, if nothing else. Because Shannon is best girl. Yeah, that's upper B tier as well. I'd probably put that right below Doom Patrol. One Piece, again, if you've watched me for any length of time, you know that is literally my favorite piece of media of all time. So, yeah, that's obviously number one. Like, specifically the anime, too, is my favorite piece of media of all time. Venom, Friendship is Magic is not in peak, even though, obviously, like, I have a lot to love about it. It's like as a series, like even outside of just the personal connection I have with it, which reminder I also have with Centaur World and Dead End. MLP FIM like has a lot of episodes that just aren't good, and it has a lot of points in the series that just don't work. So because of that, I can't place it in peak. It's only up at this point because of how much it means to me. Honestly, if it didn't have the personal meaning, it would probably be mid A tier because of all the bad episodes it does have. I can't rightly place it in peak. Like One Piece, you could say has some negative episodes too, but again, One Piece is literally my favorite piece of media of all time. It is very personal to me. It is very important, and it's just like I can't see my life without having One Piece in it at this point. Next, we have One Punch Man. I'm one of the only people who thinks Season 2 of One Punch Man was better than Season 1. Also, I don't think I reacted to Season 1. I think I only reacted to Season 2. Either way, Season 2 was better because the story and characters were better. I don't give a shit if the animation wasn't as good. But One Punch Man is definitely A tier. I'm going to put that right under My Hero. And then we have the GOAT, Owl House. Hi, Watcher. Welcome, welcome. We're in the middle of doing this tier list for all the shows I have reacted to. These are all shows that I have reacted to either completely or at least enough to have formed an honest opinion on. And right now we are at the Owl House, which it's like, yeah, you guys know Owl House is one of my favorite shows of all time. It's like, this shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. The series is exceptionally important to me personally based on a lot of things. I made an entire video on how Amity is an extreme comfort character for me. And it's like, this series just, it means so much to me. It's so important. Yeah, obviously Owl House is peak. No one is going to be surprised by that. Hey, JR, welcome, welcome. Like I said with Watcher, we are just ranking all of the shows I have ever reacted to, either completely or shows that I have checked out enough of to give a fair opinion on. So next, after Owl House, we have... why do I want to say Paranoia Agent? I know that's wrong. Pandora Hearts. Pandora Hearts is a series that had potential, but the series also doesn't have a proper end and isn't good enough to really warrant having watched through all of it knowing that it doesn't have a proper end. I would put it in B. I'm not going to say I'm mad on it, but it's not going to be a high B. I'll put it probably right there. If it ever maybe gets in the future a reboot that actually covers the entire story, I would welcome that. Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt is a series that I probably shouldn't like, but I actively love. It is so fucking funny and good, and I can't wait for the next season. That it's going to be so good when it comes out. Also, let's be honest, it's hot. Like, Panty and Stocking are both hot. Scanty and Knee Socks are both hot. It's ridiculous. And yes, you could say there's some questionable humor in parts of it. But literally the point is that, like, these characters are all terrible. And that it's meant to be, like, fucking stupid and offensive in that regard. And it's not done in a way to where it's just offensive. It's funny. It's parody. It's literally satirizing this kind of stuff in other series. And as I've said in the past, I'm fine with satire. I'm fine with the series doing that as satire. Panty and Stocking, I'll put it upper A tier. I wouldn't put it as S, but I'll put it above My Hero Academia. Oop, hold on. Right there. I think that's a good spot for it. I wouldn't put it any higher than that. But yeah, I'm comfortable with that position. Next we have Persona 5 the animation. I saw like a few episodes of that. And it's like, this was very meh for me. It's like, Persona 4 the animation was great. But Persona 5 the animation, it just didn't do enough for me. Plus, it felt like it was also rushing through things. Then we have Pop Team Epic. I don't know why I watched the entirety of the first season of Pop Team Epic, but I did. I regret everything about that because the series is like a drug trip and not the good kind. It is just constant what the fuck. Constant why am I watching this? I won't say I hate it, but I do actively dislike it. I'll put it under Mob. Next we have Proud Family. I think I was having trouble with that when I first started reacting to it too. Proud Family, Louder and Prouder. I have some issues with how this series is handled. There are some things that they just don't do well. And plus, one thing they definitely did not change from the first is, like, let's be honest, Penny's friends suck. it's like it's something I've tried to like deny, something I've tried to to not just fall into like everyone does, but I can't deny it. Penny's friends just suck. Honestly, I'm gonna. There's a lot of good to it too, so I'll put it in meh, but it goes to the bottom of meh. There is some good stuff in it too. It's not all shit. Red versus Blue, not for me. It's like I tried reacting to I think a couple episodes of this, and then it's just like, nope. I don't find the humor in this. I'm just not interested. It's not for me. I'll put it right about here. Regular show. My mind almost blanked there. Regular show, I put in B. It's like one of those that it's like maybe it gets better, but it's like it's good. It's surprisingly good, but I'd probably put it just below DuckTales. ReZero is an A for sure, probably right under Last Man. Okay, so Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty, I believe I reacted to on the old channel. Yeah, I definitely would have. I tried getting to. I got to like I want to say 5 or 6 episodes, and it's just like I don't like this. I actively dislike this. It's just like it's not just not for me. It's like I actively dislike it. In fact, I would put it probably at the bottom of actively dislike. I dislike it that much. It's pretentious as fuck. It's crass for the sake of being crass. It's just not entertaining for me at all. Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I gotta specify. Is B tier. Probably right about here. No, right. I'd put it above Agretzko. It's like, and it's honestly one of those series I'm kind of thinking I maybe should have given more of a chance to. I'm actually kind of been running around the idea in my head of possibly bringing it back. Just because I feel like there was a lot that I did enjoy about it, but I let the stuff I didn't enjoy kind of take over for me. Penny has horrible friends. Yeah. Also, hey, Crip Walker. There's some concepts in Rick and Morty that might be cool, but it's just like I just don't like the humor and don't like the crassness of it. Crassness can be done well. I just don't think it is in Rick and Morty. Oh no, Watcher, I personally at least never hated TMNT for the art style. The art style is fine. In fact, it looks good. My issues with Rise of the TMNT were more about like, oh, this is just boring, or the humor is a little too young for me. Which is weird to think about. It's like, oh my god, I'm old. I'm 31 years old. The humor feels like very much meant to be for Gen Zers rather than millennials. There's a lot of it that just does not work for me. But I'm thinking of maybe giving it another shot. I'm thinking of maybe trying one more time. Well, I grew up on both TMNT and Power Rangers, Crip Walker. I actually grew up with both. I love the 80s TMNT. And then there's also Batman versus the TMNT. That was a great movie. But yeah, I like Power Rangers as well. Next, though, we have RWBY. RWBY, the end of Volume 8 really soured me on a lot of it, but Volume 9 brought it back for me big time. I fucking loved Volume 9. RWBY is up there for me. Like, that is top of S tier, like, material for sure. RWBY is just, like, a fantastic show. I really love it. I'll put it above Molly McGee. I think that's a good place for it right now. Next we have Samurai Jack. So I reacted to specifically the final season that was released on Adult Swim. I never reacted to anything before that, because I had already seen it before I did my reactions. I liked it. I'd put lower A tier probably. Yeah, probably just below free. Because there were some issues I had with it, specifically with Aki's character. I think that's her name, right? Aki? But with her character, I had some issues, but overall, it's not bad. It's still very good, very Samurai Jack, so. Yeah, the 2003 TMNT was pretty good. There's a lot about the 80s TMNT that aged badly, for sure. But you could say that about a lot of series. But like I grew up watching that, is what I'm saying, and everything, and I really enjoyed it growing up. Um, yeah, the 2003 series was good. I haven't seen the 2012 one. That's doesn't that have Mae Whitman as April? Same voice as Amity and Katara. Isn't she April O'Neil in the 2012 series? Um, I'd be willing to check that one out. Anyways, next we have Scooby Doo Mystery Incorporated. Um, so this was a series. I think it was on the old channel. Yeah, I think it would have to have been. I got up to I think episode 10. I want to say. I think I gave it until episode 10 because that's what people were telling me to do. But I didn't like it because I felt like it was misunderstanding a lot about the characters. Don't mind me, it's not as bad as the Velma series. Like, oh my god, that series is bad. But I only reacted to one episode of Velma, so I can't rightly put that on this list. But anyway, Scooby-Doo Mystery Inc. I really don't like how they handled Velma specifically. Velma was always my favorite member of the gang, of the Scooby Gang. So it's like when she's handled poorly, I really don't like it, which is why I hated the Velma series. But here's a little bit of an announcement. Mystery Inc. will be coming back. I will be giving it another shot. I don't know when as of yet, but I am going to be giving it another shot because I when I first reacted to it, it was entirely on the Velma thing that I dropped it. If I'm being completely honest, that was the reason I dropped it, and I kind of regret that. I want to give it another shot and not just judge it on solely that one thing. So that will be coming back at some point in the future. I just don't know when right now. You're talking about the new movie that just came out, Crip Walker. I definitely plan to see that. I'm not sure how to feel about it based on everything we're seeing. I just feel like it's also relying way too much on celebrities to voice the characters rather than voice actors, which was my issue with the Super Mario movie. But it's like, I don't know. I guess I'd be willing to give it a shot. But yeah. What are you talking about, Venom? Like, downloading what reaction episodes and donating for what again? Are you talking about Mystery Inc.? Well, like I said, it will be coming back at some point. Hopefully soon. The only Velma you like is from Mystery Inc., Crip Walker? Well, my thing is I liked Velma as the nice, nerdy, kind of dorky weirdo who was just part of the group and just part of the gang. I don't like how in Mystery Inc. she's kind of an asshole. I don't like her being an asshole. For me, Velma's always been super nice and friendly and not really sassy. Like Daphne was always more sassy. You were talking about Mystery Inc. Venom? Well, like I said, don't need to worry about it because it will be coming back. Anyway, I should rank Mystery Inc. I'm going to rank it based on where my current thoughts are on it. So because of that, I would put Mystery Inc. in the, probably the meh tier. Yeah. I wouldn't quite say not for me, because again, I did drop it based on entirely just the Velma thing. So I'll put it there. But it might go up higher once I continue to react to it, whenever that ends up happening. Did you just compare like Mystery Inc. Velma to Gwen from Total Drama? What? Anyway, Shaman King 2021. This is another one of those series like the Digimon reboot that starts off fantastic, but ends up becoming just losing itself later on. It kind of went downhill, and I ended up dropping it because I was losing interest, if I'm being honest. I'd put it in the good tier, though. I'd put it like above where Digimon was, but still lower on there. I'll put it right under Carmen Sandiego. If it had remained as good as it started, it would definitely be A tier. Next, we have She-Ra and the Princesses of Power. Really, really enjoy the series. I've been watching the periodic reactions that Sort of Stupid put up, since they're not putting them up like regularly and everything. They're just putting up batches of them every so often. I think once a month or something. But yeah, I've been enjoying it just as much as before. I love She-Ra. It's definitely an S tier for me. I would put She-Ra probably just above Miss Marvel. Yeah. Sonic Boom. Sonic Boom is like Gumball. It's like I checked it out because of all the memes and the references and all and the jokes that they made. Most of the series isn't like that. I just kind of lost interest. I'll put it in meh tier. I like it. I liked it better than Gumball, but I'll put it probably right there. Probably mid meh tier. I think that's probably the best place for that. You should definitely watch She-Ra Crip Walker. It's really good. It is really good. It has, I believe, 5 seasons, and it's not. There's some parts of it that do fall a little bit, but the good stuff really picks it back up. You only know Sonic Boom joke. Yeah, that's why I wanted to check out the series Watcher, because of the joke compilations. I had seen some jokes from that, and it's just like the series isn't like that normally. And maybe it gets more like that in season 2, but yeah. Anyway, next we have Spy Family, another show I need to finish at some point. I'm like 5 episodes away from the end, and it's like I have to finish it sometime. Spy Family's fantastic. In fact, I actually should probably get back to that soon, because my sister started wanting to watch it with me, so I should probably get back to that soon. Spy Family I'll put right above Kipo. It's really good, but I wouldn't put it in S tier. Star vs. the Forces of Evil would have been S tier if not for the final season. Well, the second half of the final season and everything, really, it dropped so hard that... Whoa, what the hell just happened there? I actively hate it now. I am not kidding you. I actively hate the series currently. Because the ending was that bad for me. In my opinion, it is the single worst drop-off a show has had. It is that bad. Like, if a reactor I love started reacting to the series, I'd probably check it out again. But I do actively hate it. Currently, with where I'm at. It's just like... There was so much good about it that the second half of the final season just ruined for me. And especially the finale, it just, like, I don't like the characters anymore. The finale makes me hate the characters. Especially Star. But moving on, we have Star Wars Rebels. I reacted to some number of episodes of this and just... I lost interest. It wasn't really for me. And that's the tier I would put it in. It's just not for me. I don't dislike it. But... yeah, I'd put it probably just about here. Steins Gate Zero, or I guess you could just say Steins Gate in general. Steins Gate's amazing. Like, Steins Gate is fantastic. Steins Gate Zero specifically is just awesome. It's the better season for sure. I would put this probably right under Amphibia. Steven Universe is another series like Star Versus that fell off at the end, but it had even bigger of a fall off. The movie was good, but it had not only the second half of the last season, but then it also had an entire sequel series that was also bad. But its fall off wasn't as bad for me as Star Versus. Steven Universe I can still watch a lot easier. Steven Universe still has a lot good about it that I still enjoy. So I'm gonna put it in the meh tier. That the ending and then Steven Universe Future drop it down that low, but I can't put it in the dislike. Because honestly, I don't dislike it. I just don't like how it ended. Stranger Things, another thing you might have forgotten I did actually react to. I reacted to, I believe it was all of season 2, and that was a Halloween special when that season first came out. That was before on the old channel too. So yeah, we actually reacted to some Stranger Things, and definitely enough to count, so I love Stranger Things. I make it no secret that I love Stranger Things. Stranger Things would be top of A tier, I think. It's a fantastic series. It's so fun. It has so many great references. Like, there's a part in, I want to say, season 3 where Dustin and the little sister of the other character. I always forget his name. But his little sister and Dustin are crawling through the vents and have a conversation about the Generation 1 My Little Pony special, Rescue at Midnight Castle. And it's just like, it was just one of my favorite moments. Plus, I think that season also had the Never-Ending Story theme sing-along part, which was definitely one of my favorite moments. So yeah, definitely gotta count that. Steven Universe had some beautiful ass episodes. Yeah, oh, without question. Hell, anything with Stevonnie pretty much is like amazing. Okay, so next we have Sweetness and Lightning. This was definitely on the old channel. Sweetness and Lightning is a lot like Spy Family in some ways. Even the pictures ended up being similar. That was actually accidental, by the way. Sweetness and Lightning is fucking adorable. It's not as good as Spy Family, but I would still put it in the A tier. I'd probably put it right under Adventure Time. Symphogear. Symphogear is another surprise hit for me. One that definitely I was not expecting to love as much as I do, but I do. I really like Symphogear. Symphogear would be an A tier for me right now, though. I'm going to put it just below Stranger Things. Like, it could be better. I guess we have to see where the current season I'm on ends up going. After that, though, we have That Time I Was Reincarnated as a Slime. Not for me. The big thing I dislike about that is the main character is, Rinmaru, is overpowered to the point where it's unenjoyable in a series where I feel like he shouldn't be. I feel like that's kind of the thing with Rinmaru, is that I feel like they shouldn't be overpowered because of the series it is, and the fact that they are makes it unenjoyable to me. I don't actively dislike it, though. I put it in the not for me tier for sure. Probably right there. After that, we have both The Boys and The Boys Diabolical. Once again, in opposite order. That's been happening a lot. I love The Boys. I still haven't decided if I'm going to react to... if I'm going to continue to react to it, or if I'm going to like go back to doing... episodic reviews. Because at this point, it's like I'm either reacting to the. I'm going to continue reacting to The Boys, or I'm going to react to Invincible. I'm not doing both. I haven't decided yet, but we'll see. Either way, these are both upper A tier as well. I'll put The Boys right under Kipo, and Diabolical probably right under Fire Force. Next, we have the Cuphead show, and yeah, I actively dislike the Cuphead show. I don't think it's funny. I think it's annoying. I think it's unenjoyable. It makes me hate all the characters except the devil, who's just fabulous. Yeah, it actually makes me root for the bad guy, which is not a good thing, I would say. I'm gonna put this under Arcane. Okay. For a second there, I wasn't sure if the messages got messed up or something. So I just wanted to be sure. Okay. Moving on, we have The Devil is a Part-Timer, which I dropped in the second season because it just got bad. And apparently I've heard other people who really liked the first season and everything even agree that the second season just it stopped being good. I'm gonna put it in the meh tier. The first season was really good, but after that it dropped off pretty bad. Not as bad as some other stuff, but I'm gonna put it probably right there, right under Mystery Inc. and above Persona 5 the animation. So next we have the other JoJo series, or well, the JoJo spin-off, Thus Spoke Kishibe Rohan. So Thus Spoke Kishibe Rohan is pretty good, actually. For a series of unrelated episodes that are kind of their own thing, and being very distanced from the main series of JoJo, I thought it was really good. I would put that in A tier. No, I'd put it in A tier. I was questioning whether to put it in S. No, I would put it in A tier. I'll put it right below The Boys Diabolical. So after that, we have Tiger and Bunny. Tiger and Bunny has a lot of good to it. I chose to stop reacting to it because I just wasn't enjoying it as reactions. There's a lot of good to it for sure, though. I put that in B. I'd probably put Tiger and Bunny right under Harley Quinn. Next, we have the Total Drama series. So, again, in the opposite order I reacted to them in, we have Total Drama The Redonkulous Race and Total Drama Island 2023. Let's be honest, I fucking loved reacting to these. But I also just love the shows. I think they're really fun. These are easy S tiers. I'm gonna put these, I think, just under Moon Girl. I'm gonna put Redonkulous Race just under Moon Girl, and then I'm gonna put Total Drama Island 2023. I think, yeah, just under it. I think I liked Redonkulous Race just a little bit more, just personally. But they're very close. They are definitely back to back for me. After that, we have Trece. Trece was very good. I really enjoyed that one. That would be an A tier. Trece, I'm going to put just under Fire Force. And then we have Vampire Diaries, which is just very clearly not for me. I gave it a chance. It was a donation reward, but it's not for me. It's not my kind of show. I'll put it probably right there. No, I'll put it under Jingai-san no Yome. But you want to know what is for me? Miss Heed and the Villainous series in general. I really want more of this series to come at some point because I really love it. And I just really need more Miss Heed. Like, I very much want more Miss Heed in my life. I would put Villainous probably right under Total Drama in the S tier. I do think it was that good. Villainous was just a really good, underrated series that I just really want to see more of. you're becoming more fluent in Spanish and the show is helping, yeah, that's great as well. That's awesome. Voltron, another series that started off great and then dropped off. Voltron dropped off really fucking hard too. Like, not as hard as Star Versus. Again, I would still say Star Versus is the worst in that, but I would put Voltron actually close to that in the actively dislike. Like, again, I loved it at first, but it's like it dropped off that bad for me. I'll put it at the top of actively dislike though, just because I still like Pidge. So it's like there's at least that. Next we have Vox Machina, series I am currently reacting to season 2 of and am very much enjoying. Vox Machina is an S tier for sure. I'll put it just below Amphibia currently, but based on where season 2 goes, it could definitely bump up further. Voltron shipping wars were crazy. Oh, definitely. People were fans of Voltron were just crazy, honestly. Yeah, there was the queer baiting thing with Voltron, and there's just a lot of issues that came from it. Anyway, Whack Fu. Whack Fu is S tier. Oh, excuse me. Hold on. I've been talking for quite a while. My throat's starting to have a little issue there. Okay. Whack Fu is definitely S tier. I'm going to put it at the bottom of S tier right now, though. Though if and when we get the next season, which I think is supposedly happening, that could change that. Wander Over Yonder has Lord Dominator, and like, there's something wrong with you if you don't love Lord Dominator. Though I ended up dropping the series before that. I did see Lord Dominator after I had dropped it, though. I just couldn't really get into a lot of the series. I'd give it a meh. I'm gonna put it just above Mystery Inc. Next we have Wandering Sun. Here's another series that is personally important to me. It is a series that is literally about the trans experience. It is literally about trans teenagers trying to discover themselves. It's a very important series to me, but just in general, based on its quality, I can't put it above an A. It's not bad. It's good. It's just not as good as a lot of the other stuff on here. But I'll give it an honorable spot at the top of the A tier just because of its how personal it is for me. Oh, geez, we got a bunch of stuff here. Hold on. Hello, Brenda. What is happening here? Why are we saying Joe? What is going on? Who's Joe? Who is Joe? What is happening here? Who's Brenda? Who's Brenda and who's Joe? Seriously, what the fuck? Is this a spammer? Do I have to ban someone? We'll check on that in a second. But anyways, Watchmen. Watchmen, it's not a bad series, but it's one I just did not want to continue reacting to. I'm going to put it in meh. I'll put it just under Mystery Inc., I think. It's not bad, but it's not that great either. Might be bots, Venom. I don't know. We Bare Bears is definitely another meh series for me. I'm going to put it just under Mystery Inc. Siren's going off. It wasn't me, I swear. Next we have Ya Boy Kongming. I just made an AMV for this. I love this series. I want a sequel season. We need more. This is S tier. I'm going to put Ya Boy Kongming just under Amphibia. Next we have Young Justice. Young Justice was one of those series that started off good, but it got bad because of all of those constant time skips that just... It didn't explain anything. It just time skipped, and it's like, you're just supposed to accept it. It's like, there's things are so actively different, and it just hurts the overall series for me. I wouldn't say I actively dislike it though, so I'll put it in meh. I'm gonna put it just above Devil's a Part-Timer. So yeah, right there. And our last one is Zombieland Saga. This one is a not for me. Zombieland Saga it's not my thing. It's very clearly just not my thing. It does have a trans character in it though with Lily here, so that's cool. But the series I just couldn't get into. I'll put it just under Demon Slayer. And so there you have it. There are my rankings for all 128 shows that I have currently seen. So you can see here we have 4 shows that are listed in the peak tier. One Piece, Owl House, Carol and Tuesday, and Link Click. And then as we go down, we go through the based tier. Great or awesome. Good. Meh. Not for me. Actively dislike, and actively hate. Luckily, there's been very few of those at the bottom. Definitely not a huge list here in the actively dislike and hate categories, but we had a lot up here, and so yeah, that's always a good thing. Most of the shows we've reacted to have been fairly positive. So there you have it. If you have any thoughts, anything you'd change, okay, hold on. Sasami, welcome. Hold on here. Remove. No, that didn't work. Put user in timeout. Will that work? Okay, that seems to have worked. That should stop this Brenda from spamming us anymore. But yeah, Star made it to actively hate. For me, Sasami, Star is a hate. I assume you just came in and didn't hear my reasons why. For me, Star is an actively hate because I hate thinking about it. I hate talking about it. I hate seeing anything about it these days. The ending was that bad for me. It actively ruined the series and the characters for me. It actively made me like hate the show. Like I said earlier that like if a reactor I really like ended up reacting to it, I'd probably watch. But it's not something like I'm excited about. Like even Steven Universe, I'm willing to check out some stuff still. I'm willing to watch more of still. But like with this, it's just like, no. Yeah, that's another example, Crip Walker, on why. Because at one point it was one of my favorite shows. It was that good for me. So the fact that it did drop off that bad, it hurt as well, even more because of that. But anyways, we still have a little bit of time, so I think we are going to also do this other list I had prepared. So let's get to it. It's an anime and manga smash or pass list. So this one has all the categories we normally have except the actual child one, so let me just add that real quick. So let's make that a darker green. Actual child. Oh, I doubt there's going to be animals in here, but you never know. Just to be safe. So yeah, it has all the normal categories we have in our Smasher Passes. So hard smash, smash, neutral. Well, actually, we don't usually have a neutral. So let's get rid of that. We're not going to have a neutral. We're not going to be mid like that. We're going to either smash or we're going to pass. Unless it's underage character or whatnot. Or an actual animal. Pikachu smash, the rest pass. So yeah, this is gonna be just a bunch of random anime and manga characters. Um, if I don't know the character, I'm gonna put them into the actual child animal category because I just don't know them at all. Like this one, I have no idea what the fuck that is. Is that like from Berserk or something? I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Also, while we're just already here, you are a child. Pokemon, I count Pokemon. I even did a Pokemon Smash or Pass on the channel before because they have human level intelligence. So Pokemon I'm going to count for this still. Kaneki is an adult. He's a very young adult, but he is an adult. Sometimes people forget that. He is actually an adult. Kaneki is a pass, though. Next we have... why can't I remember your name? The cat ant from Hunter x Hunter. Oh my god, why can't I remember your name? Either way, you're a hard smash. Like, you're very, very hot. I'm completely blanking on their name. They're really cute. Like, I love them a lot, but even if they're a bad guy, but... Pito, yes, Neferpito. Thank you, Venom. No idea who this character is. So, again, actual child, animals, or characters I don't know. In fact, I'm going to put that on here real quick. / don't know. There we go. Pikachu. Pikachu's a pass. I'm not interested in Pikachu. Also, I'm not going to sort the passes on this one. I'm just going to sort the smashes. Fubuki is definitely a smash. Like, Fubuki is obviously hot. She's not a hard smash for me, though. It's like, I like her sister more, honestly. Jolene is a smash for me, for sure. Jolene's very hot. Shows her naked booty in the first episode of the series. Aaron is a very hard pass. Giorno is 15. Do not know who you are. I don't know whether to count Kirby as having, like, enough human level intelligence or not. I saw the first 2 seasons of Tokyo Ghoul and a little bit of the third. I'm not going to count Kirby. I don't think Kirby has human level intelligence. Okay, so next we have Subaru from ReZero. Subaru's a pass, I think. This is Astolfo, right? The boy who dresses very femme and people mistake for a girl a lot. I know who the character is. I've seen a lot of art of him, but I don't actually know what he's from. What is he from? Is he from Fate? Maybe he's from Fate. Anyways, I actually need to check something with that. Okay. So Astolfo is apparently a knight, and I wanted to check his age because I wasn't sure. But apparently he's a knight, and the minimum age for knights is 20, so he is legal. I always want to make sure, you know? It's always best to make sure. But I've seen enough art to say he's a smash. This is the girl from Danganronpa, right? I think that that is a bad angle. I think that's the girl from Danganronpa. That's going to be a pass, though. I would say pass on the deer dude. I would say wait, what am I talking about? Hold on. I'm an idiot. Sometimes it's hard to remember with certain things, but these characters in Beastars are teenagers. Sometimes it's hard to tell with furry characters, you know? They're teenagers. Narancia's a teenager. I don't know you. I don't recognize you, but I don't think I know you. You're a teenager. You're a teenager. Why? Like, this is an actual Smash and Pass list. I didn't make it a Smash or Pass list. Why are there all these teenage characters in here? Levi. Levi's a Smash. He's a reasonable Smash. Plus he'll clean your house after. Jeez, it got really dark. I'm sorry for that. I'm gonna get my light real quick. I didn't think it was gonna get this dark, but it's like it got really overcast. I think it's gonna rain. So let me just get this plugged in. Ah! Oh great, my camera died. Hold on. Hold on, I can fix that. Just give me a moment here. There it is. Am I back? There we go. Yay, we got light! You can see me again. Anyway, where was I? Okay, so we are on, Greninja. I almost forgot the name for a moment there. Greninja do have that tongue. You know what? For the tongue alone, Smash. Hold on, I have to check something because I'm actually not sure about something here. Part 2, Joseph. Joestar age. Okay. He is an adult. He is an adult. He's a very young adult, but he is an adult. This is part 2, Joseph, so that's what I'm counting here. I was thinking he's either 17 or 18, and he's 18. So, yeah, he's a Smash. Dio is a pass. Not a hard pass, but just a pass. Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi's a Smash, yeah. I mean, Chi-Chi's hot. Chi-Chi I'll put between Levi and Joseph. Luffy is a hard Smash. Especially if we're talking Wano era. Like, have you seen him? Like, oh my god, he got hot. Luffy got hot. In fact, I'm actually going to put him above Pito. Migi is human level intelligence, yes, but also it's literally just an alien parasite controlling a hand. It's like, I can already do that. I'm moving on from this, and I'm just going to say hard pass. You are a teenager. Wait a minute. You're a teenager too, then. What am I talking about? All the characters in Danganronpa are teenagers. That's right. I believe so. They're either teenagers or, like, just 18. Either way, Muzan is a hard pass. Komi is a teenager. Drop her down there. Okay, let's get rid of some more teenagers here. Why are there so many teenage characters on this fucking list? And a lot of characters I just don't know as well. Okay, Sonic characters, some people count them as kids, but it's like, I've always not known how to count Sonic characters. I'm just going to put down there just because I don't know how to count. Perfect Cell is a pass. Oh wait, what am I... This is definitely part 3. Jotaro. I literally was going through all the name of the JoJo characters in my head to try and figure out his name. That's definitely part 3 Jotaro, so he's only 17 at that point. Ram is a pass, honestly. Hisoka is a hard pass. By the way, I didn't look at this list beforehand, so I have no idea who's on this. Akame's a pass. Annie is a pass. Star Platinum. basically counts as the same age as Jotaro. So, what the fuck? Okay, what is this thing? I see this thing everywhere. What is this thing? What is this little cat thing? I'm just putting you there. I don't know what you are. Teenager. That's a Black Clover character. I believe that's an adult. I don't know you. That's Black Clover for sure. Child. You're an adult, I know. Yeah. Hold on, let's go a little further just to get rid of some of these children. You're basically a literal animal. That's Asuna. I think that's Asuna. Come on. I'm telling you to drag the character. Drag the character. Okay, we'll continue from there for now. My cursor's not working properly. Okay. So, I've seen these Black Clover characters before. I don't really watch the series, but I've seen them before and know of them. I'm going to pass on both of them, though. Actually, I don't know enough about you. I've seen this character more in art and stuff. This character might be around the same as Asta's age, so just being cautious. Blackbeard is a hard pass. Shinon's a reasonable smash. I'll put her just below Joseph. No, below Joseph. I cannot remember your name, but you're a smash. Probably just below Chi-Chi. Eggman is definitely a pass. Koro Sensei is definitely a smash. I don't even need to explain why. Kaiman? Yeah, I would say he's a smash. Asuna is a pass for me. Gardevoir, definitely a smash. Gardevoir I'll put down here. Frieza is a pass. Now, Light starts off as a student in high school, but most of the series he is an adult. So I'm going to count him as an adult, but I'm still going to say pass. Geno? Or Genos? Genos, that's it. Genos is a smash. Probably right down here. Hancock is a smash for sure. Yeah. Above Fubuki. DDD is a hard pass. Charizard, I'd say Charizard can go and smash. Misa Amane is, I think, right around the same age as Light, so she counts as an adult for most of the series. She is a hard smash. No, okay, she's not a hard smash. She's just a regular smash. I was going to put her in a hard smash, but no, she's not quite that up there for me. I do like her, though. I'm probably one of the few people who actually likes Misa as a character and thinks she's adorable and funny. Isn't that just a giant mech? Does that really... I don't think that counts. I'm not counting that. You're a teenager. Which makes Inuyasha and your relationship fucking creepy. Teenager. All these fucking teenagers. Seriously. It is not that hard to make a smash or pass with only characters who are over age. That's really not difficult. Lucy's of age, I believe. You're from Demon Slayer, but I don't know who you actually are. Just getting rid of some of these real quick. Come on. Monokuma is just controlled by Yunko, right? So I'm gonna count that there. Okay, we'll go from there. So Ryuk. Ryuk is a friend, but he's definitely friend shaped, but I wouldn't say Smash. All Might, yes. All Might's a Smash for sure. I'll put All Might probably just below Gardevoir. Inuyasha is a hard pass. Big mustache dude from Seven Deadly Sins, probably a pass. Gojo, okay, now he's definitely a hard smash. Like, yeah, not even a question. Like, I would beg. Goku's a pass. Kakashi is a pass. Kirito is a pass. Kurama's a pass. Zeke is a pass. L is a smash. L is definitely a smash. L's hot. I'll put L right above... Yeah, I'll put L with Misa up here. Lopunny's not as high as Gardevoir, but definitely a smash as well. Put probably right between Joseph and Genos. Lucy is a pass. Cynthia is actually surprisingly a pass. I'm just not into Cynthia. You're a pass. Guy is a pass. You're a pass because I don't know enough about you. I've only seen some art. Mikasa is a smash. Again, most of the series she is an adult, so. And Mikasa is buff as hell, and that is definitely a type for me. So. Under Gardevoir, I think. Broly. That's original Broly, so that's going to be a hard pass. If that was Dragon Ball Super Broly, then it would be a different story. Also, what the fuck are you doing here, Kaku? You're a teenager. Panda, I'm going to count. Because even though he's basically the equivalent of a living stuffed animal, he has human level intelligence all. I think you're a teenager too. Teenager. The hell? Stop it. I don't know if Psyche is a teenager, but I also have not seen the series properly, so you're a teenager. I think Zenitsu is a teenager. Kaiba is an adult. You're a teenager, I believe. Not sure on you, but just don't know enough of you. Susie is a teenager, but yeah. Trying to get rid of all of the teenagers and shit. Any teenagers or kids or anything like that. Or just, again, characters I don't know as well. And Sonic characters because I just don't know how to classify them. Okay, Jonathan. Jonathan is goes through multiple ages in part 1 of JoJo. Most of part 1 though he is an adult, so I'm gonna count him as adult Jonathan, because in most of part 1 he's an adult. How do you count Senku? Because Senku is technically a teenager when the world is turned to stone, but he's also technically also over 1,000 years old and everything. I'm going to count him as still a teenager because physically he still is. Mentally he's not, because again he was alive during that entire time. But I'm just it's a weird situation with Dr. Stone, so I'm going to count it. So I'm going to count him as well for the same reasons. Gaara, I'm going to count as well. Denji for sure. Okay, everyone else is good. And this is also not that many left before we finish off. So, next we have Pain. I'm going to say a pass to Pain. Even though I have no fucking idea how it would work, considering, again, basically a living stuffed animal, I would certainly try with Panda. Like, he just seems comfy as hell. Yeah, right there. Rem is obvious. Like, anyone who does not say Smash to Rem, I don't know if I can trust. Retsuko is a pass for me, though. Saitama is a hard pass because, well, actually, no, he definitely can't control his power. We've seen that. So, yeah, definitely a hard pass. Kaiba is a pass. Pass. Oh, definitely Smash Speedwagon. I'm not crazy. Put him under Joseph, though. Tatsumaki for sure. I do find her... she is definitely higher than her sister. But not by much. I wouldn't put her above Boa. Piccolo, he doesn't have any... I guess he could still do oral. I was going to say, he doesn't have any sex organs. Like, that's canon. But, yeah, he could still do oral and stuff. How does he poop? Well, he actually probably still has a butt. He just doesn't have, like, a penis or anything. Yeah, he still has an ass. What? Of course he would. I'll put him right there. Toru, yeah, obviously. Toru Lukua, yeah, just the Dragon Maid characters are obvious. I'm going to put Toru just under Rem. Lukua is going to go between Boa and Tatsumaki because it's fucking Lukua. Ilulu, who is canonically the same age as, around the same age as Toru, so is an adult. Ilulu would probably be down here. Hana Uzaki is definitely up there a bit. I love Uzaki. It's like very much. She's gonna be just under Lukua, I think. Yeah. Vegeta's a pass. Jonathan's a pass. Konosuba Girl's a pass. Ainzel Gown is a pass. Albedo is a smash, but I'll get back to her in a second. Pass on you. Pass on the blood cells. Pass. Pass on Rukia. Pass on Renji. Why is Aizen on here twice? What the fuck? Wait a minute. Why is Aizen on here twice? Whoever made this must be really horny for Aizen. Hard pass on you. Sasha. Let's put Sasha down here because Sasha wouldn't be too high up. Probably just below Alulu. Albedo is probably going to be right under Koro-sensei. No, right under Kaiman. Aizen will be under Genos. And Sanji probably right under Ilulu. And so there you have it. An extra little Smash or Pass video to add on to this. Only 3 hard smashes there. And on the other side, we have actually a good number of hard passes. And then a bunch of characters who are either teenagers, animals, or just, I don't know whether to count. Plus characters I don't know, of course. So there you have it. That is today's stream. Hope you enjoyed these 2.5 hours ranking all the shows I've reacted to, as well as all of this. So once again, thank you so much. We will hopefully be back to our normal streams, Stardew Valley, next Thursday. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed. Tonight's videos might be up a little late because I am going to hang out with friends for a bit. But either way, for now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.